Hey, Kara. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for joining me this evening. I'm really, really glad that you're taking the time out to talk about Devlearn and your session that is coming up next week. Super excited about it, and so yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. I was up, so I said, why not? Let's do this.
Yeah. I wanted to do this just because, like you and Kristen and some other folks in the community are going to be there. And I want to make sure that I kind of highlight your participation because it's going to be really, really a fun thing and a fun time at Devlearn. And I'm actually going to be there, which I haven't been
So
to
excited.
Devlearn in like 5 years. So I'm excited about that. So why are you excited about the event? You've been
Oh,
before?
goodness. No, it's
This
my
is your
first one.
first? Oh my
My
gosh.
first Devlearn. Yeah.
Okay.
I've just been, to me, it's just, I've wanted to do this for a long time. Like for me, it's been a bucket list to go to Devlearn and present at Devlearn. And the fact that I have the opportunity now is just absolutely surreal to me. Like I still can't believe it. So I'm completely excited and then also completely terrified. I was talking to my friend today about it, like, oh my goodness, I have no idea how this is going to happen because I put just so much pressure on myself to want everything to be so perfect. But the topic that I'm talking about is something super close to my heart, and it's got this kind of cool, like, I don't know, place in TLDC too, I feel like. So that is very important to me as well. But ever since I learned about Devlearn, it's something I said I want to do. It's on my bucket list. I'm going to do it. And so this was the year.
Excellent. So, and it looks like we have Tim in. Hopefully, a few more other people will join us. But I can tell you right now, like you were at Learning Solutions in Orlando, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so Learning Solutions, like if you take sort of that vibe, it's totally like it's 10 times like what goes on at Learning Solutions. It's electric. It's just fiery. It happens so quick, and I think that your session is going to fit perfectly. So why don't we talk about exactly what your session is?
Yeah. So my session is version 6 of the Case of the Disengaged Learner. So I premiered the Case of the Disengaged Learner to the L&D world at TLDC 19 in January of this year, if you can believe it. And it's really a little bit out there. I had to do an assignment for school actually about learner engagement. I was asked to basically do a literature review of the topic. And it was so frustrating. It was almost comical because one thing that I found is there's no kind of definition of what learner engagement is. Like it just varies from place to place to place. And I found that maddening. And two, I was like, there's got to be a better way to present this because I was going to a higher ed conference, and at a higher ed conference, a lot of times literature reviews are just very ugly, bland PowerPoints, very monotone. And if you know me, that's not my style. And I thought there has to be a better way to deliver this information. And I kind of had this idea about, well, this whole thing has been like this mystery to me. I'm trying to unveil it. So what if I like build out this mystery and make this story about this person that is asleep in front of a module? And I took inspiration from my friend Joe Suarez, who has this story about when he was first doing e-learning. He was so proud of something he built, and then he walked around the center and saw somebody asleep in front of one of his modules. And I kind of wanted to like rip off that a little bit in the presentation. So I'm wearing kind of both hats. I'm wearing like my practitioner hat of instructional design, but I'm also wearing like my student hat as a PhD student. I'm trying to combine those two worlds in a crazy interactive mystery.
Yeah, no, that's a great backstory, and thanks. Looks like Jacqueline has popped in and Miranda has popped in. We're just talking, with Kara about her session at Devlearn. Not sure if any of you are going to be there, but it's going to be fantastic. What day is it on again? Is it on?
It's Thursday.
It's
so
Thursday.
I have a Thursday session. It's the one right after lunch. I think it's 1:15 to 2:15, and it's in Jamaica AB. So I think they're combining both of the Jamaica rooms for me,
Wow.
which is very scary.
Yeah. No, that sounds good. And that is actually a really, really good spot right after lunch at 1, because basically everybody in the morning is going to be doing, the keynotes and all that stuff. Thursday is a great day because people are actually a little more like, they've kind of chilled out a little bit. And so that's great. And I wanted to ask you, are you doing Demo Fest too?
No,
You're not.
I'm retired. I'm retired from Demo Fest. I don't think I could ever top the experience I had at Demo Fest at Learning Solutions this year. If you don't know, I, with my colleague Sean Hickey, we won Best of Show at Demo Fest, and I don't know how I could ever beat that. So I thought, why not go out?
You can beat it. You're gonna go to this one, and next year you're gonna be like, I'm doing Demo Fest again.
Well, we'll see. But I feel like I'm in a good position now that I should be able to empower other people to get their projects out there. So I've been trying to encourage people to say, you are good enough, you have a great idea, make it into a project, put it into Demo Fest. Let me look at your application. Let me give you the tips that I learned that I think helped us win. And I'm all about empowering other people so they can get some recognition, because I already had the recognition. It's somebody else's turn.
So, if anybody like who's out there that does know you, they know that if anything, you are a very engaging person. So, I think that your session on Thursday is going to absolutely speak to that. But is there anything specific about it that who would most benefit from attending that one on Thursday?
Ooh, I like to think it's got something for everybody. One thing that is really also important to me with this particular topic is it's very meta. So there's a lot of things you won't see in this presentation. You won't see bullet points. You won't see learning objectives. You won't see all this text on a slide. I am not only telling you how to engage people, but I'm hoping to model that behavior in this particular presentation. So if you're interested in seeing tools in action, if you're interested in thinking, how can I make a PowerPoint or a presentation without bullet points and learn, what does that even look like? How do I start doing storytelling in my presentations? If you are interested and you haven't seen one in the wild, please come.
Yeah, definitely. I have actually watched your presentation a few times because you did I don't know if it was the beta version or version 1 at TLDC 19, but I think that this latest version is going to be fantastic. Is it okay if I paste in a link to the recording of the one you did earlier this year in Phoenix? So any of you guys in chat, if you want to check this out, it'll give you an idea of what Kara is going to be presenting.
A lot of changes though, just FYI.
Yeah, definitely. And so, okay, so what else are you going to be doing at Devlearn?
Oh man, I'm very passionate. I'll have a great crew with me. So one of my friends in the PhD program at Ohio State, Jerome Korkmaz, who is brand new to ID but is super passionate, has some really great ideas. I'm going to be kind of taking her around and showing her off to people and introducing her. And then another dear friend of mine in Columbus, Dr. Tracy Schroyer, will also be with me, and I'm trying to get her kind of plugged in. And then I reunite with my friend from my master's program, Anna Leach, who's also a student at the University of Arizona. But I am going between 2 conferences, which is
I wanted to ask you about that.
So there's another conference going on in Vegas the same week. It's the Association for Education, Communications, and Technology, which is basically the higher ed guild, essentially. So it is like the professional organization for higher ed, instructional designers, educational technology, etc. And I have 4 presentations at that conference, in addition to the presentation at Devlearn. And I do have one day, the day I have my Devlearn presentation, I have a presentation 8 a.m. over at the other conference. And then I got to go back to Devlearn and do my presentation at 1. And then I'm also, I won an award from that organization. So I have to go to the award ceremony also on Wednesday. So they've recognized Multiple Choice Mayhem, which won the Best of Show in Learning Solutions. They recognized that it's a 2019 Learning Artifact of the Year, which is pretty cool.
Wow, that is very cool, Kara. that means I probably won't see you much on Wednesday.
Probably not.
That's great. So while you're there in Las Vegas and you're running around, speaking of not being able to see you much, like if somebody did want to find you, what would they have to do?
Ooh, I'm really bad at logistics. I mean, that is not my forte. I made a calendar on my website, which I can find the actual link of where I'll be, what days, and what time my presentations are. That's probably the easiest way. I'll definitely be at Demo Fest. There's a lot of people that I'm going to be cheering on and, hoping to help people get votes for. And then the Wednesday night, John Hinchcliffe is doing a meetup at, I think it's the beer, I forget. I need to look it up. I don't want to say it. But he's having a meetup on Wednesday evening that I've also committed to. And other than that, I'll probably just be driving my rental car between the Mirage and the Westgate.
You're not going to be live tweeting this whole crazy event?
Oh, of course I am.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Good.
That's a given.
It's going to be super fun. Now, I don't know if anybody in our live audience right now is going to be there, but for the recorded version of this, you got any tips at all for going to big conferences? You obviously are going to need to be wearing some good shoes, but
yeah.
How about throw out some tips there for like your event experiences?
Yeah, so this year has been really kind of an anomaly because I did Learning Solutions and ATDIs, and now I'm doing Devlearn. So I've went to some of the biggest conferences this particular year. The big ones for me is, one, take care of yourself. I think is super important. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't feel like you have to go to every single thing. It's important to take time and just rest and reflect. I think that that's great. And also I found the times that I kind of take a time out from things are when I bump into somebody and have a really great conversation, or I think about something a little bit deeper and maybe make a different connection that I may not have had. So that's probably my biggest tip. The other one is power banks are your friend too. I run my power bank dry at conferences.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. And if you guys, anybody in the audience has any tips, please just toss them in there about going to conferences. I'm super excited about this. One of my tips right now, and that I used to do this when I was at the Guild, is like before every event, get a flu shot, because
that's a great tip.
There's going to be a lot of people there.
That's a great tip.
And here's another one that I have, and maybe, and I'm thinking about doing this on Saturday, about having a planning session on Saturday morning about Devlearn. But if you can't find food, because box lunches are box lunches, and you want to buy food in the hotel. If you can't find anything like in the hotel, go to the pool, because the pool usually has a cafe, and nobody ever goes there. It's just the people that are swimming, but it's pretty much open. But go to the pool area if you're looking for food. All right, Tim, thanks so much for coming in. We're definitely excited about going to the event. Okay, so tomorrow morning, it looks like Kristen is going to be popping in for a little conversation about the session that she's having as well. I'd like to know, is there anybody on the schedule right now that you're excited about seeing, in Las Vegas next week?
Yeah, so I think I'm more excited about the people that aren't presenting, to be honest, because there's just a lot of people I'm super excited about meeting in real life. And one of them just popped in, Roberta. I'm looking at you. I'm super excited about finally meeting you. But there's still a lot of people that I haven't been able to really actually give a physical handshake to yet. So I'm really excited about kind of making those moments. And I've also put pressure on myself for some reason I want to take 100 selfies while I'm there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I want to meet as many people as I can. And it's kind of also for ulterior motives, because I'm doing my dissertation next year, fingers crossed, pray for me, hopefully. And I'm looking for participants in my research, and I'm interested in practitioner-focused research from instructional designers. So I'm going to be gathering names and email addresses. And then when I get a little bit closer, you'll be hearing from me if you want to be part of that. So that's something I want to also make that connection, because more than likely I will be going dark next year. I will not be at any conferences because I got to get this PhD done.
Yeah, definitely. You have to have your priorities. It's super important. So it sounds to me like, you're really just going kind of for the people.
Yeah, I think and I always do. I mean, I always feel like conferences are almost like a little family reunion for me. And the best part is a lot of times I'm the only person from an organization going to these conferences because most of the people at Ohio State go to the higher ed conferences, and I like to go to the more the corporate L&D ones. But I never feel alone. I never worry about it because I know there'll always be somebody there that I know through social media or that I've been able to forge a relationship with.
Have you spent any time in Las Vegas at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know this. We've had this conversation. I love Penn Jillette.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's one of my knowledge crushes. I love Penn Jillette. So I'm really disappointed because they are actually going to be out of they're not going to be at the Rio while we're there for Devlearn. I was really bummed because I wanted to go see them. They're, I think, doing shows in Chicago or something. But yeah, so
Excellent. Okay. Well, that's cool. I am really looking forward to seeing you next week and everybody else that's going to be there. It's been a long time for me since I've been. I'm going to be walking around, just bringing a camera. I think that I'm going to be like functioning more like press. I got a comp reg, but I think that I'm I got a comp reg. No, but I'm probably just going to be doing a lot of press stuff, and that's why I'm like happy to help like get the word out about your session, and anybody else that is involved with TLDC that's going to be there would just love to get that information out to everybody. Looking forward to next week. So tomorrow we got Alan Natachu in the morning, who's talking about his misadventures in VR. That should be pretty fun. And then I think it's going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific time, like 2 o'clock Eastern. Kristen Hayden Safdie is going to be talking about her session that she's going to be speaking at Devlearn. And then on Saturday morning, we're probably just going to do a live sort of planning session for, just picking out where everybody's going to be going for the duration of the conference. So wait a minute, you're going to be in Las Vegas starting Sunday.
Yes.
Right? So wait, are you going to the Articulate User Conference? Are you going to pre-cons or anything?
No, it's that other conference I was telling you about. I have 2 presentations, one on Monday, one on Tuesday. So I'll be at that other conference Monday, Tuesday. Then I have presentation Thursday and I have presentation Friday. So
nice. Okay, cool. Excellent. All right. Well, I think that's it. We're going to wrap this one up. Thanks, you guys, for popping in. Hopefully we'll see you online, or if you're going to be in Las Vegas, like Roberta, we'll see you there. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow, maybe. Bye. I never know how to say bye. Bye.
You're fine. Bye.